everybody back here, Race Fan Media, with the Slinging Dirt super late models coming back out onto the track here. It's going to be the B Main feature. 10 laps of distance here. Line going to go like this. In row number 1 on the inside row, it's going to be the 42 of Patrick Shoemaker from Sellersburg, Indiana. On the outside, it's going to be the 33 AJ of Austin Lay from Walton, Kentucky. Row number 2 is going to be the 3Z of Zach Burton from Edinburgh, Indiana. On the outside, it's going to be the 21R of Kobe Reed from Bloomington, Indiana. Row number 3, it's going to be the 17W. That's Greg Williams from Hodstop, Indiana. And on the outside is going to be the 23 of Keegan Cox from Franklin, Indiana. Row number 4, it's going to be Dallin Reese in the 36D from Monticello, Indiana. And on the outside, it's going to be Mike Bichelli from Elizabethtown, Indiana in the 97. And your last and final row, driver of the 39 all the way from Loveland, Ohio, it's going to be Mike Hildebrand. 10 laps of distance here for the Slinging Dirt super late models. Inaugural event here for the Slinging Dirt super late model dirt series. As the night starts to wind down here at Brownstown Speedway and we get ready for some feature racing action, we'll be back with one to go here in this B Main. All right, got the 1 to green here. Lights have gotten dark. We're going to be going green flag racing next time by Patrick Shoemaker. And then 3Z. Yep, Patrick Shoemaker and then Austin Lay be bringing the field to green here. Green flag, here we go. 10 laps of distance here, super late models out on the speedway. Here, Brownstown Speedway, 23 Keegan Cox almost sideways, keeps it rolling straight. Austin Lay coming out of turns 3 and 4 at the line. Your race leader, Patrick Shoemaker, are going to be in second. Zach Burton in third. Austin Lay up in front. Patrick Shoemaker well off the backside of turn 3 and 4. Caution flag out, making the return back onto the track. This is 39 all the way from Loveland, Ohio with Mike Hildebrand going off the backside of turns 3 and 4, brings out a caution flag. One lap down. Nine laps left to go. We'll be back with 1 to green here at Brownstown Speedway. All right, lights are off again. We're coming to the restart here. And this B Main, 9 laps left to go. We started at 10. Give it away for Austin Lay. Gonna be up in front. Patrick Shoemaker, Zach Burton, a battle for second and third. Top 5 will transfer on to the feature out of this B Main here. And it's all Austin Lay up in front. Patrick Shoemaker in second. Zach Burton in third. Kobe Reed in fourth. The 17 of Greg Williams gonna ride it out in fifth. Coming at the line this time by, it's gonna be 6 laps left to go for Austin Lay. Patrick Shoemaker also there. Starting goes the gap on Austin Lay, inch by inch, working on the inside lane of Austin Lay, coming out of turns 3 and 4. Nothing there just yet at the line. Almost side by side, coming in on turns 1 and 2. Patrick Shoemaker on the back straightaway. Gonna look to take over the lead from Austin Lay, and he will do so this time by out of turns 3 and 4. It's gonna be Patrick Shoemaker in the lead. Patrick Shoemaker, Austin Lay, Zach Burton, Mike Hildebrand now up in the fourth. Gonna leave the 21R of Kobe Reed. It was off the back stretch. Greg Williams gets, oh God, got him right there. Got him right there. Caution flag out. Kobe Reed coming back onto the track after slipping off the backside. Right in front of the 17W of Greg Williams. Had really nowhere to go other than to turn that car sideways and hit the brakes. Brings out a caution flag here on the speedway with 4 laps left to go. Patrick Shoemaker up in the lead. And the 21 of Kobe Reed stopped on the front straightaway. And gonna require some assistance here.
Well, we got all kinds of chaos going on up here, but we're gonna get it figured out.
So we'll be back with 1 to go here at Brownstown Speedway for the Sling and Dirt Super Late Models B Main. Alrighty, back here on the speedway here. Lights out, Delaware double file restart on the speedway for the 42 of Patrick Shoemaker. Austin Lay choosing the bottom lane with Zach Burton on the high side. Mike Hildebrand also right there, along with the 23 of Keegan Cox. Coming out of turns 3 and 4, Patrick Shoemaker leads him back to green. Green flag underway here for the restart. 4 laps left to go here. 6 laps down. Mike Hildebrand looking on the inside of the 3C of Zach Burton. Gonna get around the 3Z of Zach Burton. Nope, sorry, that's Austin Lay. This time by 2 laps left to go for the 42 of Patrick Shoemaker. Austin Lay in second. Mike Hildebrand looking for third. Will get it around that time by on that back straightaway. White flag in the air for Patrick Shoemaker. 1 last time around Brownstown Speedway for the super late models here in this B main. And coming out of turns 3 and 4, it's going to be the 42 of Patrick Shoemaker picking up the B main feature win with the 33 of Austin Lay in second, and third the 39 of Mike Hildebrand, and fourth the 3Z Zach Burton, and fifth the 23 of Keegan Cox. Those 5 drivers will advance to tonight's feature. Everybody else with the 6th place finish being the 36D of Dallin Reese, the 7th position of the 17W of Greg Williams, the 8th position of the 21R of Kobe Reed, the 9th position of 97 Mike Pacelli, and the 10th position of the 17 Lee Williams. All will be calling it a night here. We'll be back with the features here at Race Fan Media. All right, back here at Race Fan Media. Coming up next here on the Speedway is going to be the Sling and Dirt Super Late Model Series A main feature. Line's going to go like this. Starting in row number 11 on the inside, it's going to be 21R of Kobe Reed. On the outside, it's going to be the 17W of Greg Williams. In row number 10, it's going to be the 3Z of Zach Burton. And on the outside, it's going to be the 23 of Keegan Cox. Kicking it off in row number 9, it's going to be the 33 AJ of Austin Lay and the 18 and the 39 of Mike Hildebrand. In row number 8, it's going to be the 48J of Jug Weddington, and on the outside, it's going to be the 42 of Patrick Shoemaker. In row number 7, starting on the inside, it's going to be the 80 of Tucker Chastain. On the outside, it's going to be the 22 of Jace Owens. Row number 6, it's going to be the K67 on the inside of Braden Keller. And on the outside, it's going to be the P3 of Steve Peden. And for your top 5, starting in the A main here for the Sling and Dirt Super Late Model Dirt Series. Starting on the outside row, it's going to be the 49 of Billy Green. On the inside, it's going to be the 13W of David Webb. And row number 4, starting on the outside row, it's going to be the 4G of Cody Evans. On the inside, it's going to be the 1G of Devin Gilpin. And row number 3 on the outside is going to be the 11 of Tyler Collins, and on the inside is going to be the 76 of Shelby Miles. Row number 2, it's going to be the 32 of Chad Stapleton on the outside, and on the inside it's going to be the D48 of Derek Grimmer. And your first row on the outside, it's going to be the 22B of Matt Bonek on the outside. And on the pole, starting on the inside, it's going to be the 24 of Jared Bailey. Coming up next, be going A Main feature racing time with 35 laps the distance. We'll be back here on Race Fan Media. Alright, back here on Race Fan Media. Cars now rolling out onto the track. 35 laps the distance here in this A Main feature for the Slinging Dirt Super Late Model Series.
Field is being lined up for the inaugural event for the Slinging Dirt Super Late Model Series. And how fitting does it happen at the beautiful Brownstown Speedway, one of the most historic racetracks in this
So we'll be right back here once the cars begin to roll here on the Speedway. 35 laps the distance. All right, back here, Brownstown Speedway. Brownstown Speedway official pace truck going to be all lit up. That can only mean one thing. It's A Main feature racing time. Let's talk about the history. Brownstown Speedway started back as a horse racing track, and then about the season of 1952, after they went, some men went and talked with the fair board, presented the idea of automobile racing. They've been doing it ever since here in 1952. About 1955, the half mile was turned into a quarter mile. And basically, that's what the drivers are still racing on to this day. This is a quarter mile track here at Brownstown, Indiana, on the beautiful Jackson County Fairgrounds. 70 plus years of racing tradition and heritage here at Brownstown Speedway. Many great drivers here have raced here at Brownstown Speedway. A lot of dirt Hall of Famers. And as you can see there, the super late models are all going to get into the 3 wide position on the back straightaway. This is the inaugural event for the Slinging Dirt Super Late Model Dirt Series being raced here at Brownstown Speedway. All these drivers have raced all day long. They've qualified, they've ran heats, they've ran B mains, and now it's time for the A main feature. They're coming this time 4 wide in front of the front straightaway. Starting on the pole, Jared Bailey gonna lead them to green. 35 laps the distance here at Brownstown Speedway. It's the all-new Slinging Dirt Super Late Model Dirt Series. And I know the names of the men that went up to the fair board, proposed this idea. We're talking about making racing a reality here. Kind of slipped my mind, but it just came back to me. One of them was Lou Allbrand. Another one was Kenneth Bach-Ball. Ball was a board member of the fairgrounds, presented the idea to them. They gave him a chance. This was all being done in the winter of 1951, 1952. Brownstown Speedway had automobile racing on the track surface. Been doing it ever since. And here in 2026, we welcome the newest dirt series out there, the Slinging Dirt Super Late Model Dirt Series. Out of turn 3 and 4. Jared Bailey leads them to green flag. Here we go. All right, coming out of turn 3 and 4. We got about almost a 3-wide battle. Here comes the 48J. Excuse me, the D48. It's the D48 of Derek Groomer. Up in front of this one. 3 laps down, 32 more to go. Matt Bonek, Jared Bailey racing it for the second position. Matt Bonek in second place, Jared Bailey running in third. Here comes the 32 machine, the Total Chaos of Chad Stapleton, rolling it in fourth right now. All eyes out for that D48 of Derek Groomer. Out in front. This time by at the line. It's going to be 29 laps left to go. Matt Bonek in second. Here comes the 32 of Chad Stapleton looking to get around the 24 of Jared Bailey. Jared Bailey and Chad Stapleton racing it side by side. As the 32 of Chad Stapleton looks to take away that third place position, he will at the line. That time by be scored in third. Jared Bailey gonna keep it on the top side. Back behind them, we got the 13W and the 76. That's gonna be David Webb and Shelby Miles. And the 1G of Devin Gilpin all the way out of Columbus, Indiana. Former track champion here at Brownstown Speedway. And that 1G car, Gasco Racing Supplies. Right in the top side cushion off the back straightaway. Pushing it back up front because now we got a battle for the lead. Matt Bonek coming out of turns 3 and 4. Racing side by side with the D48 of Derek Groomer. At the line, lap traffic right there. Side by side in turns 1 and 2, but we got a caution. Man, oh man, that was getting heated. Matt Bonek, Derek Groomer. That battle for the lead, racing side by side, and then we get a caution flag. Not what Matt Bonek would want to see. 25 laps to go, 10 laps down here for the Slinging Dirt Super Late Model Dirt Series. And we'll be back with One to Green here, Race Fan Media. All right, this time by they're going to rack him and stack him here. Delaware, good Lord. Double file. Derek Groomer out in front. And behind Derek Groomer in tow be the 22 of Matt Bonek, the 32 of Chad Stapleton, 24 Jared Bailey, and the 13W of David Webb. You got Tyler Collins, Shelby Miles also following in behind that. This time by, we'll be going green flag for the restart. Derek Groomer will be able to start anywhere on the track. And green flag back out. Underway we go. 32 of Chad Stapleton now going to push up in the second. Derek Groomer going to be back out in front in the lead. And the D48. 22 of Matt Bonek falling back to third. Tyler Collins up in fourth. David Webb in fifth. And you see the 32 of Total Chaos, Chad Stapleton. Here comes the 22 of Matt Bonek. And the battle for second is underway. Matt Bonek, Chad Stapleton. All the while, Derek Groomer starting to build a lead. We got one car going off. That's going to be the 17W of Greg Williams heading back to the pits. Derek Groomer coming out turns 3 and 4, about caught up with lap traffic. Derek Groomer, 1 and 2. With 19 laps left to go. '22 of Matt Bonek around the 32 of Chad Stapleton. As Derek Groomer is now going to run into some lap traffic. First piece of lap traffic is going to be the 23 of Keegan Cox. And going to get around Keegan Cox. Here comes Matt Bonek, now far behind. Matt Bonek, a long-time racer here at Brownstown Speedway. D48 getting through lap traffic, keeping the distance between him and the 22 of Matt Bonek. Coming out turns 3 and 4. With 12 laps left to go. Chad Stapleton, Tyler Collins, David Webb still your top 5. Top 6 will belong to Devin Gilpin. Matt Bonek going to try to get around the 33 of Austin Lay. Starting to close the gap just a little bit between him and Derek Groomer. With 10 laps left to go. 25 laps down. This time by at the line. Turns 3 and 4. We are now down to 9 laps left on the speedway for the A Main feature. Matt Bonek back up into action, looking to capture the D48 of Derek Groomer, and he is closing that gap ever so slightly. I say slightly, but this is a huge gap that Matt Bonek has just closed. This time by at the line, we're down to 7 laps left to go. Matt Bonek now going to get around the 3Z of Zach Bird now to turns 3 and 4. Also got the lap traffic of the 57 machine. Matt Bonek, can he get it down here tonight? And coming out turns 3 and 4, gonna be basically running the bottom side of Derek Groomer. With 5 laps left to go. Matt Bonek turns 3 and 4, looking on the inside of Derek Groomer. The battle for the lead is back on. 1 and 2, racing it side by side. On the back straightaway, 3 laps left to go. Coming by this time at the line out of turns 3 and 4. It'll be 2 laps left to go in this one. One last time around, Brownstown Speedway. Matt Bonek got to get around the 80 machine of Tucker Chastain. Not going to make it in time. Out of turns 3 and 4, it's going to be the D48 of Derek Groomer picking up some checkered flags here in this A main. In second place is going to be the 22 of Matt Bonek. And third belongs to the 11 of Tyler Collins. And fourth, the 13W of David Webb. And then fifth, the 1G of Devin Gilpin. Your top 5 finishers here in this A main. All right, and we'll be back with more here on Race Fan Media. All right, back here at Brownstown Speedway's Race Fan Media. And coming out onto the track next will be the Pure Hall Super Stocks A main. Line's going to go like this on the inside in row number 1. It's going to be the 79 of Zach Sasser. On the outside is going to be the 6J of Jeremy Hilton. Row number 2, it's going to be the 11 of Isaiah Sasser. And on the outside is going to be the 71 of Brad Cummins. Row number 3, it's going to be the 8 of Colton Sullivan. On the outside is going to be the 1776 of Isaiah Smith. Row number 4 is going to be the 36 of Dustin Carr. And on the outside is going to be the 33 of Juan Ashbury. Row number 5 is going to be the 49 of Jack Robertson. On the outside is going to be the 0027 of Greg A. Mick. Row number 6, it's going to be the 5S of Brian Sims. And on the outside is going to be the L66 of Webb Lee. And row number 7 is going to be the 22S of Alex Shipman. And on the outside is going to be the 0 of Jimmy Ruddick. Row number 8, it's going to be the 916 of Josh Johnson. And on the outside is going to be the 22 of Jenna Bonek. And row number 9, it's going to be the 55X. That's going to be Sam Lee. And on the outside is going to be the 75 of Dusty Deckard. And row number 10, it's going to be the 14E of Tim Edelman. And on the outside is going to be the 6S of Andrew Smith. 20 laps of distance here for the Super Stocks A main. And you see the John Jones Brownstown Speedway official pace truck leading all the cars around the track for this A main event. Got Zach Sasser, Jeremy Hilton, Isaiah Sasser, Brad Cummins. They kick this all off. Zach Sasser, last year's track champion here at Brownstown Speedway in that 79 machine. Won his feature back here on April 11th. It was opening points night here at Brownstown Speedway. As they come out, turns 3 and 4, green flag, here we go. Alrighty, Jeremy Hilton gonna be up in front of Zach Sasser and the 6J. Coming by at this line. Coming by at that time, it'll bring us down to 18 laps left to go, but we got a caution because we got a car spun out in turn 3 and 4. Gonna be the 36 of Dustin Carr. I'll be back with one to go here. 19 laps left to go. All right, this time by green. 1 to green being given. Lights out on the speedway. Coming back to the restart here with the 6J of Jeremy Helton. 79 of Zach Sasser. Gonna look to race the outside lane. And we got cars going 3, 4 wide. Tim Edelman almost spinning out there. Gonna keep it though. Coming back on the front stretch here. Coming in on turns 1 and 2, side by side racing. Zach Sasser now back around the 6J. Jeremy Helton with 17 laps left to go here in this A main. Bringing it down to 16 laps. The 79 is Zach Sasser, your race leader. Jeremy Helton in second. Isaiah Sasser in third. Colton Sullivan in fourth. And the battle for fifth is underway right now with the 71. We got a car turned around. It's going to be the 5S of Brian Sims. Going to require some assistance here. So we'll be back on the speedway with 16 laps to go here for the Pure Hall Super Stocks in this A main. All right, coming back out turns 3 and 4. Green flag back out on the speedway for the restart. Zach Sasser out in front. E of Tim Edelman off the pace. Caution flag out, and we got a car stopped just off of turn 4. Tim Edelman, lots of damage to that front end of that 14E. Not quite sure what happened to him. However, he'll be rolling it back to the pits. So 1 lap down from where we were before. 15 laps left to go here on the speedway. .5S to Brian Sims did get pushed to the pits. And that'll be the 75 of Dusty Deckard. So we're gonna get re-racked and stacked here. Zach Sasser, Delaware, double file. I don't know why I have such a trouble saying Delaware. Delaware, double file restart here. 1 to green at the flag stand this time by. $15 laps left to go for the Pure Hall Super Stocks in this A main. Coming out turns 3 and 4. Here we go. Green flag racing back on the restart here with Zach Sasser. Got some damage to the 22. Nope, sorry, 33. Zach Sasser, oh no! Turned around and turn 2. 2. 2 And that draws out another caution. Man, that takes out your race leader. Isaiah Sasser was there. Jeremy Helton didn't really see all what happened. I just seen 79 of Zach Sasser get turned around there in turn number 2. Again, didn't see what happened. But man, if there's ever a time to ever hear James Essex ever say Heartbreak Hotel, that would be it right there for the 79 of Zach Sasser. Man. 14 laps left to go here. Zach Sasser having to go back to the tail. We'll be back here with One to Green on Race Fan Media. All right, we racked and stacked. Isaiah Sasser up in front now. Brother of the 79 of Zach Sasser going to go ahead and fire off here. Coming into turns 3 and 4. Green flag back out for the restart. .13 laps left to go here. Sorry, what, 20 laps, 7 laps down. Caution flag out, caution flag out. And we got, looks like the 916 spun around of Josh Johnson out of turns 3 and 4. Brings out another caution here with 13 laps left to go. We'll be back here on the speedway. Alrighty, one to green on this speedway this time. Lights out. Isaiah Sasser, Jeremy Helton up front, along with Isaiah Smith. Sasser gonna lead them to green. Isaiah Sasser up in front. Isaiah Smith running it in third. John starts to look on the outside of the 6J of Jeremy Helton for that second position. Running back behind them is the 8 of Colton Sullivan. And here comes Greg McBad Cummins coming into turns 1 and 2. Gonna make it a three-way right there. Three-way battle. And just about to say the three-way on the back stretch, but not quite. Isaiah Sasser still up in front. We have one car get a little too high on the cushion. B49 of Jack Roberts keeps that machine rolling. 9 laps left to go here on the speedway. Now down to 8. Six laps left to go. Isaiah Sasser still out in front. Jeremy Helton, Isaiah Smith, Colton Sullivan, Greg A. Mick, and Brad Cummins all in tow of the 11 of Isaiah Sasser with 5 laps left to go here in this one. Caution flag out. All right, so let's see how this restart plays out here. 6 laps. on the board left to go here on the Speedway for the Pure Hall Super Stocks. We'll be back with 1 to go. All right, coming back to green here on the Speedway. The 11S of Isaiah Sasser, 6 laps left to go. And we lost the 0027 of Greg A. Mick. Went over the back stretch. Keeps it rolling. The 66 L66 of Webley. J Jeremy Helton got a little loose coming out turn number 4. That's going to bring the 1776 of Isaiah Smith up into second. And behind the 11 of Isaiah Sasser with 3 laps left to go. This time by at the line. Coming out turns 3 and 4. 2 laps left to go for the 11 of Isaiah Sasser. White flag in the air, this time by on the front stretch. Isaiah Sasser, no one behind him. And he's going to do it here tonight. Coming out turns 3 and 4. The 11 of Isaiah Sasser going to pick up some checkered flags. And second place is going to be the 1776 of Isaiah Smith. And third, the 6J of Jeremy Helton. And fourth, the 71 of Brad Cummins. And your top 5 is going to be the 8 of Colton Sullivan. All right, we'll be back with some more here on Race Fan Media. All right, back here at Brownstown Speedway. It's Race Fan Media. One last feature here tonight on a April 25th night. It was a beautiful day for racing. Kind of a chilly evening into nightfall. But, hey. It's the love of the sport that counts, right? So this will be the last feature here. 20 laps the distance. It's going to be the Napa Brownstown Hornets here at Brownstown Speedway. We're going to look into the inside row of row number 1. It's going to be the 2J of Josh Arthur. On the outside, it's going to be the 2 of Lucas Jackson. In row 2, it's going to be the 23C of Caleb Quaddell. And on the outside, it's going to be the 72 of Jeremy Shimwell. In row number 3, it's going to be the 29 of Skylar Ashley. On the outside, the 82 of Bruce Wiles. In row number 4, it's the 10 of Davey Wagner. And on the outside, it's going to be the 269 of Kobe Greenlee. In row number 5, it's going to be the 03S, that's Scott Smith. And on the outside, it's going to be the 41 of Greg Garrett. In row number 6, it's going to be the 32 of Marshall Clay Camp. And on the outside, it's going to be the 23 of Braden Laster. In row number 7, it's going to be the 47 of Nathan Reed. And on the outside, it's going to be the 656 of Chris Helton. In row number 8, it's going to be the 66 of Max Claycamp, and on the outside is going to be the 33H of Hunter Perry. In row number 9, it's going to be the 22R of Robert Lee, and on the outside is going to be the 13 of Levi Hayes. Row number 10, it's the 19 of Corey Estes, and on the outside is going to be the 1B of Bentley Arthur. And to finish it all out, in row number 11 is going to be the 76 of Matt Christian. 20 laps the distance for the Napa Up Brownstown Hornets. Josh Arthur going to start this one off. Josh Arthur going to lead the charge here with the 2 of Lucas Jackson in second. Skylar Ashley then goes back to Caleb Quaddell. Caleb Quaddell going to look on the outside of the 29 of Skylar Ashley. Ashley off the pace and rolling it into the infield. That's going to push the 23C of Caleb Quaddell up into third. Lucas Jackson, Josh Arthur up in first, and the 2J. Here comes the 72 and the 10. The 10 being Davey Wagner, the 72 of Jeremy Shimwell. One stopped on the front straightaway. That's going to be the 13. Oh, look out. All right, well, we didn't get a caution, but I think we're about to now. The 2 of Lucas Jackson was coming towards the half mile that leads back to the pits, ramped in the ditch next to this pole here with the light on it, and then now came to a stop in turns 1 and 2. So that's going to push the 23C of Caleb Quaddell up in the second, 72 Jeremy Shimwell in third and fourth, the 10 of Davey Wagner, and then behind that now will be the 269 of Kobe Greenlee. So again, I don't know what really happened. I was looking at the car that had stopped on the front straightaway that ended up inside the that was the 13 of Levi Hayes. Ended up inside the infield, and then out of nowhere the 2 of Lucas Jackson came off the track and, like I said, ramped it in the ditch here in the entrance of the half mile that leads back to the pits. So happy he did not hit the pole. I mean, whew, I thought that one was going to be close. So 16 laps left to go here. Josh Arthur, Jeremy Shimwell, Caleb Quaddell, Davey Wagner, Kobe Greenlee, lights out on the speedway here at Brownstown Speedway. Last and final feature of tonight. Seen many victories here tonight. Starting off with Derek Groomer in the super late models. Green flag going to go back out. We are underway here with the restart. So Derek Groomer in the super late models picking up a victory. Then we roll it over to Isaiah Sasser, who picked up a victory in the super stocks. Your pure stock feature winner was Preston Carr. Feature winner for the Crown Vics was Mike Bailey. And now we're on our last feature here tonight with 15 laps left to go. Jeremy Shimwell going to be around the 23C of Caleb Quaddell. Oh, buddy. Oh, gets a good lick. Gets a good lick there in turn number 4. We'll try to zoom in and see what that car number is. You can see the damage on the front end of that car. Like I said, got a good licking. Be the 23. Brayton Laster. Gonna roll it back pit side. And let me tell you, that could have been a heck of a lot worse. I'm glad it wasn't. You know, a lot of people put a lot of their money into these cars, building them, getting them out on the track. And you don't ever want to see drivers wreck their car, because I mean that's hard-earned money that they put into these cars. But you know, at the end of the day, I'd rather see a car get damaged than somebody hurt. So. Like I said, that could have been way, way worse than just a damaged race car. So we're going to get racked and stacked here. Delaware double file with 14 laps left to go, 6 laps down in this one. Josh Arthur had been your leader for every single one of those laps. Got Jeremy Shimwell, Caleb Quaddell, Kobe Greenlee, Davey Wagner. This time by at the flag stand, gonna receive the 1 to green. And you see that 23 machine there. The 72, 2J. The 269, the 10. All out on the back straightaway as they're about to get back underway here with 14 laps left to go for the Napa Brownstown Hornets. Restart underway, this time by. Josh Arthur still going to be your leader. Caleb Quaddell back up in second in front of Jeremy Shimwell. Shimwell going to be running in third. As you can see, the rest of the back of the field behind them. J. Josh Arthur about to get in the lap traffic here with the 76 of Matt Christian. Still looking up front, it's going to be Josh Arthur, Caleb Quaddell, Jeremy Shimwell, now Davey Wagner up into... Nope, sorry. Correction, the 32. The 32 now up in the fourth. Davey Wagner going to be running in fifth. That's going to be the 32 of Marshall Claycamp that's up in third. This time by at the line, Josh Arthur brings it down to 7 laps left to go. That car's getting around, getting together here. Some contact being made, but everybody keeps it rolling and staying straight. Got a car down, got a car down. Stopped on the track. That might be the 32 of Marshall Claycamp, and I think it is. It indeed was the 32 of Marshall Claycamp. Tough break for that driver, running up in fourth. Now gonna be pushed back to the tail of this one. J of Josh Arthur going to bring him back into turns 3 and 4 for the restart. Green flag, here we go, underway. Got a car around, got a car around. Everybody avoids that one. It's going to be the number 66. Max Claycamp. Max Claycamp gonna pull the vehicle inside the infield. We're gonna stay green here with 4 laps left to go with Josh Arthur still up in front. Jeremy Shimwell now gonna run the inside of the 23C of Caleb Quaddell. Caleb Quaddell gonna hold him off on the back straightaway. And it's still gonna be, here comes the 10 of Davey Wagner. So Caleb Quaddell still up in second. The 10 of Davey Wagner now going to look on the inside of Jeremy Shimwell coming out of turns 1 and 2. And the 76 of Matt Christian will be going back to the pits with 2 laps left to go on the speedway. Josh Arthur still your race leader here. Jeremy Shimwell now on the inside of Caleb Quaddell. Coming to the line out of turns 3 and 4. White flag in the air one last time around Brownstown Speedway. Jeremy Shimwell running the inside track of the 23 of Caleb Quaddell. It isn't going to matter though, because your race winner here tonight for the Napa Brownstown Hornets is going to be the 2J of Josh Arthur. In second place is going to be the 23C of Caleb Quaddell. In third, the 72 of Jeremy Shimwell. In fourth, the 10 of Davey Wagner. And give it away for the 03S of Scott Smith in your top 5. This will do it for us here tonight at Race Fan Media. Here at Brownstown Speedway. Until next time, remember, from the stands into your hands, it's Race Fan.